Hi everyone, so this is different material that isn't for vlogs. It's currently 3:15 on Monday the 12th of June, and basically everyone who's been watching this channel for a long time or recent subscribers will know that I am struggling with depression and anxiety, and the main reason for me vlogging daily when I was vlogging daily was mainly for distraction for myself and to give myself something to do every single day. And I managed it even when I was going through my darkest times and I was struggling and I didn't want to wake up in the morning, and I was sad when I woke up because I didn't want to be here anymore basically. And it was hard for me, and I got sick. Like I was permanently unwell physically anyway, but because of what was going on with me mentally, I didn't always notice the symptoms. Like I just thought it was because I was feeling down a lot of the time. So I've been told, like, because you're unwell it does affect the way you act, and I know to some extent it does, because when you're really ill you just think differently. And I don't know, like I'm not really here to go into that, but basically I don't know if I'll ever get better, but I want to get better. But I can't help how I feel. Like I don't just think, oh, I'm going to be down. Like I don't want to be down. Like it's not a very nice feeling down. It's not. And some of the places that my mind goes to is scary. Like last night I had this horrific nightmare, and when I woke up I panicked so much. I had a major panic attack and I was so unwell, and luckily because I was so exhausted I fell asleep within 20 minutes or something. But if I hadn't been that exhausted and drained from the weekend, I would have been up all night and potentially had done something to hurt myself, because at that moment I needed to take away what was going on in my head, and no matter what I tried to think about or distract myself with, it just basically wasn't happening. And it was scary, it was so scary, but I was just so desperate to stop what was going on in my head. It makes me wonder what would have happened if I hadn't have fallen to sleep the way I did. But there are days where I don't feel as bad, and I know I'll come on here and half the time you won't be able to tell how I'm feeling, because I don't want to come on here and go, I'm having a really bad day, or cry, or say how I'm feeling. Like I just want to have a bit more positivity towards this channel and things like that, because I just think, I don't know, like I'm not going to hide it. If someone asks me, I'm going to be honest about how I'm feeling, but I just don't want this channel to me coming on here and being really down, or saying I'm depressed, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. Like I don't want that. I know there'll be times when I will do that, but just please don't watch the videos and think she's chatting and she's fine. A lot of the time if I come on and I'm filming long clips, it's a lot of the time I'm not fine, and it's me finding a distraction basically. But there's also times when I'm very down and I don't film at all, so like, because I don't always think of it, but sometimes when I do think of it, it does help distract me for that amount of time. But when I have my good days, it's not even good days, it might be a good half an hour, I think about things. Like I don't make major plans, or I don't plan ahead, but there's this part of me that wants to get better and wants to do my dream job. And there's more than one dream job I've got, so if you're watching this and you think you know, please don't think it is what you think it is, because it's not necessarily that. Like one of my dream jobs, and I'll tell you this for a fact, it's not this, is I always wanted to be a touring musician in a famous person's band. I wanted to be the drummer, but there was so much negativity thrown at me from someone that I never did it. And when I was at the Elton John concert on the 10th of June and I was just sat there before like I got distracted and I was in my own little world, for the first few songs I just thought I would have loved to have done that, and I wish I hadn't given up on that, because that probably, being a drummer in a band, would have been, you know, my all-time favourite thing or career move that I would have wanted to have done. And there was a couple other things, and someone told me something about they didn't think I was the person to do this other job. And I'm not saying it is this job, because I'm not giving away what my dream job is. Well, as I said, there's about, I think there's 4. One is obviously the drummer in a band. I used to want to be an actress growing up. Like, that was the thing I wanted to be. Like all through primary school and like secondary school, and that's what I wanted. I don't think I want that anymore. Like, I just don't think I could. I don't think I'd be good at acting. I just don't think I could do it, and I don't want to be on camera or anything like that. I know I'm on camera now, but I mean on TV. I don't want like millions of people watching me. But that was one of my dreams. I also wanted to be a cowgirl. Yes, I'm admitting that I wanted to be a cowgirl. Yes, I did. How many people wanted to be a cowgirl when they was growing up? Because that was definitely the one. And then actress, and then musician. Like, those 3, growing up, those were the 3 things I wanted. And it's not any of those 3 that I'm talking about at the moment. The reason why I'm not going to reveal what dream job it is, and like, please, if you're watching this and you had a conversation with me on the phone in February and you told me you knew what my dream job was, please don't automatically think it's that. Please don't. But it is something, you know, that I will have to work hard to do. So the purpose of this video and the videos I'm going to do to go with this, and they're not going to be part of vlogs, is basically when I have my good days or my good half an hours, I do think about the future for that brief amount of time. And I always think, if I do ever get through this and I don't end up committing suicide, because basically, let's be real, that's the way a lot of people think this is going to go, and even I think that's the way it's going to go. I can't help the way I feel, and I can't help feeling that ultimately that's what is going to happen. But I do have good half an hours here and there, and when I do try and think about the future and what I want. And there's this job that I've always wanted to do, and I mean, like, the toy musician I've always wanted to do as well. So please don't think you know what it is, because it might surprise you when you do find out what it is. And the reason I don't want to say what it is because I've learned from experience that sometimes people go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and they don't do it. A lot of the time is because they don't even try and do it. But there's times when they try and it's not hard enough, or they're not good enough. And then sometimes people will give them a hard time and go, I thought you was going to do that, or you didn't do that, and you said you were going to do that, and you were going, I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm not one of those persons who says something, especially when it's something big, that I'm going to go and do that. But my ultimate goal would be to actually do my dream job. And to do my dream job, obviously I'm going to have to get a lot better. Well, I'm going to have to be fully better for this job, because it's a very demanding job. Probably, you know, very demanding, and it will take a lot of hard work to be in the position to go for this job. And I've given myself a year to do it. Well, I've given myself 10 months, but a year maximum to get myself well enough to get the experience, the relevant knowledge, everything I need to apply for this job. And it's going to surprise a lot of people if I get to do it. And the reason why I'm not naming what it is, A, because I don't want to jinx it, B, because I don't want to say I'm going to do it and it doesn't happen. And there's a lot of reasons why it couldn't happen. A, because I might not get well and I might not be here. I might not get well, and I might just be, you know, better suited for a less pressurised job. C, I might find a job that I want to do more, because whilst I'm building my life back up and getting better, I'm going to be putting myself in various positions job-wise, like not full-time jobs. I mean jobs where they need someone for like 8 hours a week or 4 hours a week. I'm just going to try and get a few jobs and get different jobs at different times to get the relevant experience that I need for this job. And they're the main reasons why. But I also feel like if I say, yes, I want to be such and such or do such and such, that it kind of puts pressure on me, and it kind of like has expectations put on me from other people, because they'll think she should be doing this, she should be doing that. I know what I need to do and what I have to do to be in the position to even apply for this job, and it's not what you're thinking. If your initials are MC, it's definitely not that. But what I was thinking about and realising quite a few times recently when I've had, you know, my good half an hours, is there's just this one job that's always been there in my mind that I've always wanted to do, as well as touring musician. Touring musician's like joint top. I'll be honest about that, and I know I'm too old to get into that, because, and I've not played drums for a very long time. I would need to get a drum kit and literally play 8 hours a day, if not more, at the beginning, and to just, you know, but I mean, it is an option, but I've got nowhere for a drum kit, and I cannot afford a drum kit. I mean, I could afford a cheap drum kit, but I'm not having a drum kit in this house. I would have to, I know where I'd have it, but I'd have to pay to have it there. So at the moment, that's out the question, but maybe in a couple of months, I don't know. I think it'd be good to have a drum kit, but right now, no. But I know all the things, well, some of the things I need to do in the next 6 months is the crucial part of where I'm going to work on everything, and then the following 6 months is when everything should hopefully come together. But yeah, I am going to put myself out there, and I don't know when this footage is going to go up, because I'm going to add to it as and when I'm doing things, and like talk about some of the things I'm doing. Like, I'm not going to discuss everything I'm doing, but no one's going to work this one out. They're really not going to work this one out. It was like one of my dream jobs, but it's a totally different level, or not level, like totally different end of what my dream job is. It's a totally different spectrum or end or area of the thing I wanted, and because I didn't realise there were these different options into this thing. So, but it just means doing a lot now, improving myself really. I know I've got the skills, a lot of the skills. I mean, I'm going to build upon the other skills over the next year, but I've got a lot of the skills to be able to do this job really well. And, you know, when I have my good days, I can realise this and I can see it, but obviously I have my bad days as well, and I don't know how I'm going to be from one minute to the next. And, you know, I can say right now I'm actually seeking help for how I'm feeling, and it's taken a long time to get this help, because unless you're having delusions, or you're imagining things, or you're seeing things, or hearing things, or you're having like extreme highs, like you're going from low to extreme highs, unless you're having any of them, basically the NHS don't really want to know, which is, you know, really bad. And this is another reason why this channel's here, to show people that there are people that are not getting help, that need help. Like, I know I need help, and I'm pushing these people to give me help, but because I'm not self-harming, and I'm not delusional, and I'm not hearing things or having extreme highs, they don't seem to think being extremely depressed and suicidal is important. So it just makes me feel like the NHS need looking at, and I, at the moment, can't afford to go private to speak to someone about how I'm feeling, and that's really terrible, really is terrible. But I am seeking help, and that is obviously stage one of getting my dream job, because being depressed and also my physical health, but right now, like, I'm not having that operation, and maybe, you know, my physical health is affecting my decision making. Well, I've been told it is, but I'm not willing to put myself in the position of having an operation, mainly, and I will discuss this right now, and I can talk about it, is because of my depression, because I will be off my feet for a certain amount of time, and when I'm really down, I need to be up and about. Like last night, when I woke up from that nightmare, I literally was rushing around the house trying to distract my mind, and if that would have happened like the day after my operation, I'd be trapped in bed and I wouldn't be able to rush around, and that might have been the time where I would have done something to take away the pain. So that is one of the main reasons I'm not actually having this operation at the moment, because I can't risk it. I can't risk being bedbound and having a nightmare and feeling the way I did and not being able to get out of bed and rush around the house the way I did. I know I threw up everywhere and it weren't pleasant, but at least I was able to get up and move around, whereas if I had that operation and had that nightmare, it could have been me doing something else. So that is one of the reasons why, for the people who might have found out about me not having this operation and they can't understand why, that is one of the reasons. And there are other reasons, and I'm not going to get into it on here, but right now I have to protect myself mentally. So my physical health is suffering, and it has been suffering for over a year, and it's like today I'm in a lot of pain with it, but yeah. So I am trying to get help, and I'm trying to put myself in positions where I've got a group of people around me, professionals that I can talk to, but at the moment it's just because I'm not what they consider to be urgent need when I do think I am. They just won't deal with me, or they're dealing with me slowly and things like that. So I am trying to put certain things in place to get over my depression and anxiety. So that is the first step, and I am doing it, and I am looking into other things I need to do to get to where I need to, and I will be taking steps every single week and adding more and more things to my life, but not too much right now, because obviously, because of how I feel, like June the 10th and 11th that weekend proved, I can't constantly be doing things because it just takes its toll on me mentally. But I am going to constantly put myself in positions and situations and jobs and all sorts of other things to build up to be able to do what I want. And I hope that when I do go for this job, what I've done in the year leading up to it will just show my resilience and the way my mind works, and how I'm willing to work hard and put in the effort to get where I need to be mentally, but also to get to the position to apply for this job and have the skills and the experience that I need for this job. And I hope that they look at this and go, she's done all this, and not just for the job but for herself, and she's achieved such a large amount, because I'm hoping to achieve a lot in the 12 months. And hopefully they'll see that, and hopefully I'll be considered, and hopefully I'll get that job, and if I don't get that job, then hopefully it won't knock me, and hopefully I get something similar. But when you've got your mind set on something and it's something on the other spectrum of what you've always wanted to do, you know, it will be hard if I don't get it, especially when I've put so much in. But I'm doing it for myself as well as the job. So, but I would love to do that job, and I've highly researched it lately because I don't know. I just feel like if I do get better and I do achieve everything, that's what I've always wanted to do, and I feel like I have a lot to offer, and I feel like I've got more to offer because of what I've been through, whereas a lot of people who do this job probably haven't got my life experience that I've had. I'm going to leave that there at 20 minutes, and I'll update again probably once a week, but hopefully it won't be as long. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from, I can't even put that one there, the cute one.